Hi everyone, welcome to Craft. In this video, I will work with mahogany. This is Nyanga mahogany, straight from Africa, and I decided to do something different again. I want to make a simple cutting board. Nothing fancy, nothing too complicated. I'm just gonna cut a piece out of this slab or board and I will finish it up nicely. I put my stamp on it and that's that. Just some relaxing woodworking project, because for the last 2 weeks mainly my projects were epoxy, and I really want to work with wood this time. I miss the wood grain, so I got this slab out of storage meaning behind me. And what's the plan of attack here is I cut out a piece or a slice of this, then I will thin it to size, and then fill the cracks and the cavities with epoxy resin and finish it, oil it, trim the edge, and it's ready. Okay, so this is nothing too complicated. This is just more of a nice, comfy project. And I think sometimes, we need to do something which we are very comfortable with and which is relaxing. Am I gonna do some experiments? Because here on Angina Craft we usually end up experimenting, but that depends how much coffee I drink. So yeah, let's get the show on the road, right? So as you can see, we have a knot here, we have a knot here, a hole here, and a crack here. Now this is just a crack, so I'm not sure how I will go about it, but we take it as we go. I found my measuring tape, which is nice, and I think I wanna cut about a what is this, 17-18 inch or a 45 centimeter piece from the edge. It's probably gonna end up somewhere around 40, because I will trim it down. So I calculate some losses here. The width of this board is 30 centimeters on the dot, or almost 1 foot, whatever this is. So yeah, metric for the win. 30 centimeters on the dot. I will probably lose some from the edge as well. So all in all, if it's gonna end up around 25 by 30, I'm happy with it, Anyway, that's where we're gonna start on from, and I already marked 45 here. I'm gonna get this triangle thing, I think it's called a speed square or something. I'm gonna put it to the straight edge. Hopefully it's straight enough. And I'm just gonna, mark it from here. And then I'm gonna mark it from here. The first table I ever poured from epoxy was made out of mahogany, from this type of mahogany, and I really like the smell of it. It reminds me of my first win with Angina Craft. Anyway, so that's that. I need to slice this, and for that I will use my I think I will use my chop saw. I think I can do it. I will have a look. Anyway, I'll see you guys when it's sliced. One very important thing when you work with mahogany, the sawdust, because this is a very hard wood, the sawdust is very fine, and you must wear a mask when you are sanding it or cutting it, because this sawdust can go inside your lungs, and basically it can scratch the vessels or the air pipes inside your lungs, and it could cause them to bleed, and it could cause scarification, scar tissues, and if you do this for a long enough time, you're gonna have so many scar tissues in your lung that oxygen will take longer, or it's gonna be harder for oxygen to get inside your bloodstream. Ergo, you are gonna get, so your breathing is gonna get harder and it could hurt your lungs. So anyhow, what I'm saying is mask on. Even I mask on when I send this stuff. Okay? So yeah, take that as an advice. Now, I have the width and I have the width squared. I don't know how to show it to you. Anyhow, it's square. So next up, what I want to do here is how should I go about this? Let's see which side we want to have as face. We have this side and we have this side. There is a massive cavity here with a nice crack, and I think I have this and I have this. I think this is the nicer side. So this will be the face of our project. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. So as next step, what we can do, I can slice it to get the width. You see here, this part is much lighter than this part. So this is the outer edge of the wood, and this is usually softer. So I think I will cut it from here, cut down this piece, cut down this slice, and then I will cut. Should I cut? Or I just plain? Yeah, I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll see you guys when I cut everything. I'm sorry, I got carried away. I started cleaning up. So, sliced here. Now I have, what do I have? Existential crisis, no. 26.5 centimeter, 10.5 inch. And I have 44 centimeter or 17.5 inch. Sorta, kinda, maybe. So, next up, oh yeah, I'm keeping these. These are the strips of cuts. Very, very valuable for me. I don't know what for yet, but yeah, collecting offcuts. Okay, so, rambling. So I get my little thin. This is the cheapest Chinese chisel you can get. This is literally like bending, okay? So I don't have the high quality stuff, and I sharpen it with a sanding disc if I have to. I know it's not professional woodworking gear, and I'm not saying that those are bad, because actually I admire the woodworking tools. Those are great, but for all intents and purposes, this is good enough. I'm sure a $100 chisel would do a better job at this, but I'm not at that level yet. I don't think I would have a use of such a tool in my shop right now. So I bought a set of these for like 10. No, I'm lying. I paid about 25 euros for the whole thing. It really doesn't say what is it made of, but I know it's not the highest quality stuff. But we always start somewhere, and I just need a tool which is safe to use and does its job. I would love to have my Hoover around. I wish I had a bigger workshop. We are never happy with what we have, are we? The human nature. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna just shut up and carve this out very nicely. Right. So, because somebody started drilling next to my house, I had to restart the whole thing because I crumbled up what I wanted to say. Anyhow, clean the thing out, plane the thing, and I'm mixing jewel crafting resin, which I never used before, and I put some mica in it, which says turquoise, but it is blue. They were lying. Anyhow, what I wanted to say is I'm doing this very carefully now, and I make sure I mix it longer than I usually do, but slower, because I never used this resin before, so I will follow the instructions to the T. I don't try to experiment with it now, I just want to learn how it behaves. I do wanted to talk about, actually I wanted to give shout out to some people, because they are supporting me on buymeacoffee.com, and yeah, that's a website where I made a profile because some of you asked where you can support me financially, and I have a really hard time to accepting anything, so I don't want to have sponsorships or anything like that. But I made this buy me a coffee thing, so if you fancy what I do here and if you like what I do here, you can throw some change at me and you can help me out buying food, groceries, coffee, and the usual stuff. But all that aside, I want to thank Marcy, Adam, Wendy, and Amanda for supporting me on buymeacoffee.com, and I want to thank Lisa for becoming a channel member. I have the link below in the description or in the comment section or something. So if you feel like it, you can support me. But if you watch this video to the end, and if you are leaving a comment, or if you're liking this video or sharing it or whatever, that helps me a lot as well. That helps me to grow. So yeah, do whatever you feel like. I'm just thankful for you to spending your time here, being here with me and giving me your precious time, because time is the most expensive thing on earth. So I think I mixed this quite enough, and because in my teenage years I used to be a barista, I know how to get bubbles out of the milk froth. So what you do is you knock the corner of the cup to some solid area, and that will coax the bubbles to come up to the top. And this is from my barista training. So yeah, this is how we make a very good foam on the cappuccino. And you swirl it around a bit, okay, like this, and you knock it, and you swirl it, and you knock it, just tiny knocks, and you swirl it, and this will work out the bubbles, in theory. Okay, that works with milk resistance. Now I'm just gonna destroy the whole thing, right? I just wanted to spray some alcohol on top of it to have the bubbles disappear. Oh, look, Daddy, I done something. All right, okay. I've been wasting your time way too long. Let's do some pouring, shall we? I really hope this doesn't have a hole on the other side. I just realized I didn't tape it up on the bottom. Well, last minute emergency taping. How do you tape something on the bottom if you already have something on the top? I swear to God, it makes sense in my head when I think out what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, and it's heavy as well. Okay, so I prepared a slice of tape. Try not to get it full of sawdust. Oh man. Welcome to Egina Craft. Technical difficulties, the show. So I'm gonna lift it up and put it here on the edge of the table. Oh, it's not on the camera. Okay, so I'm gonna narrate what I'm doing. So I'm holding the edge of the board on the table, and I'm slapping a piece of sellotape on the bottom, and hopefully it will stick. And it did stick. And something. I need more. Okay. No. Okay, this is gonna work. Okay, so as I said, this is a calm and relaxing project to ease my mind, and yes, so nothing serious going on here. This is not an emergency. There is nothing to see here. Okay, upside down. Just put it here. Very good. We go to the edge of the table and try to cover the hole on the bottom before it runs out. Yay! Okay. Well, I did something. Okay, I'm not proud of it. Fingers crossed. If not, we're gonna have everything covered with epoxy. But hey, this is Egina Craft, and we experiment with things, and this is why you are here, to see me fumble. Because this is what we do, artists. We try to make something great, and then we mess it up, and then we hate it, and then we try to fix it, and we make it even worse. And we just give up in the end, and we say, okay, fuck it, it's good enough. And turns out, other people say it's a masterpiece and they think we did it on purpose. And then we have our imposter syndrome. Yeah, I'm being too real sometimes, right? I'm sorry. Okay, I have some epoxy left in the cup, and this is doing its thing. Blowtorch. Get the micro bubbles out. All right. Now what should I do with you? Okay, if it's gonna dip in more, then I'm gonna pour more epoxy on it. If not, then I'm just gonna, you know, send it. But I think it will just soak in a little bit more, and I really hope this thing is not gonna go off. It will. I'm sure it will go off. Stressful. Anyway, I finished this part, and I'll see you guys when it's hardened or something. Maybe I have an update or whatever. Alright, gang. So the whole day has passed, and I went to the beach for the first time this year, and the water is extremely cold to my lazy fat body. But here's what happened here in the shack. This thing has cured so much so that I can still press my nail into it, but it's like solid. I sanded off most of it because I like to sand off a lot of material when it's almost hardened, because in that case it's not gonna leave massive dust. It's gonna come off in bigger particles. Let me show you. Where's the camera? Here's the camera. So it comes off in like these little curded materials. Anyhow, all I'm saying is I sanded it off, but I didn't sand it flat. So this thing has a little bit of bump here, because when the epoxy hardens, like the other epoxy I use, the everyday epoxy I use, when it hardens, it shrinks a tiny bit, so it goes down. So that's why I left it a bit domey. Here, we'll see tomorrow if it shrinks down or not. I don't know how jewel casting resin works or how it behaves, so I'm just taking a little precaution here. I sanded this one flat though, and the crack here I sanded it flat. Now, oh hi. So yeah, I managed to save the piece because I used sellotape. I guess yay to me, or yay for me. Now, that's one piece of the tape, and other piece of the tape. It's still, you see, still a little, not goopy, but it's like rubbery, gummy. And I know you're not supposed to sand it like this, but I still like to sand it like this because it doesn't make dust. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to hit it with a sander, and I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, so after a little bit of sanding, this is the bottom. And now it is time to fix these cracks. Now for this, you can go about it in two ways. This crack, it's come on, it's not so deep. It's like this deep. So I can't clamp these two together because it won't move up. It's due to its drying, and it wasn't very well dried, so the whole thing cracked up a little. So two ways you can go about this. You can use a wood filler. It is wood filler, tea colored, but it's similar to it. Or you can go the other way, which I prefer actually. I have collected some mahogany sawdust in this plastic cup, and I have some I do have some PVA left over. I need to buy more. Yeah, guys, comment section, please remind me to put it on the shopping list. Also, I got the gloves and I got the party cups from the previous video, so thanks for the reminder. And also, please remind me to buy PVA. So I got a little bit of PVA out. PVA is the acronym of I don't know what. I'll probably put it on the screen if I don't forget. But it's generally wood glue, or I hear in the States it's called Elmer's glue. I have no idea what that is, because the only Elmer I know is from Sesame Street or something. Elmer. No, it's from Bugs Bunny. Yeah, the dude. Yeah, the you know, the weird guy. I don't know the English accent for it, but he has a weird accent in Hungarian. What the hell I'm talking about? So I'm mixing up some PVA with some sawdust, and this will create a filler which is not soluble by water after it dries, and it will create a very hard, actually a very good filler. And usually when I have a complete split in the wood, I put it together like this and I clamp the whole thing together. I'm not sure if I can do that right now with this guy, but you know what, we're gonna give it a go just for experiment's sake. So I'm pushing this stuff into the wood as much as I can, like so, to fill it. Really hope I have enough of this stuff. Barely enough. You can use your hands, of course. I should wear gloves, of course. This shit is not toxic, so you can eat it. I don't know, I just said that. Don't eat it. I am not sure if it's toxic or not. Before I say anything stupid and I get the flame war in the comment section that I'm trying to kill people. Okay, I do have a clamp. Oh, come now. Should be wide enough. Oh my god, seriously. Well, I need another clamp. Extremely professional. Me doing the thing. Alright, so clamp is here. Always keep your workspace clean and tidy. Do as I say, not as I do. But you should know that by now. Alright. So as I'm tightening it up, yeah, it does push out a little bit. So that is kind of a good thing. Okay, cool. Okay, so we let this go off, we let this dry, and then we're gonna sand it again to remove the excess. One thing you should know about PVA, if it goes inside the grain and you wanna stain it or tint it afterwards, you can't. So you have to completely sand off every bit of it, and if you have a very porous wood and it soaks in, then you're gonna have a bad time staining afterwards or tinting or anything, because it's gonna leave a mark. So if you go oil over it, it's not gonna soak in there because PVA will block it from soaking. So that is something to be aware of. But this is the bottom of the board, we shouldn't worry about this too much. Yeah, so that's that, and I'll see you guys after I sanded this piece off. Well, Good morning, everyone. This is the next day, 7 a.m. Sunday. I have my coffee, I have my board, and it's a little bit cloudy today. I might have rain, might not. It haven't rained in a month, so my garden could use some. Anyway, let me just take a sip of coffee to get my brain going, and we should carry on with this project. The first sip of coffee in the morning. Oh, I love it so much. Oh yeah, and if you like my stuff and what I do here on Angina Craft, you can show your support to me or whatever with liking and sharing and commenting on this video. Or if you're crazy enough, you can also spend money and buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com. And there are several different tiers and ways to throw money at the screen or to support me. We will be visible here on the list of producers. Or if you're mad enough, you can throw so much money at me that I make something for you. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just grateful that you're here, giving me your time, as always, because time is the most valuable thing in life. That's the thing that never gets more, it only gets less and less. And you have decided to give me some, or spend some of your precious time watching me here on YouTube, which is crazy in my opinion, but hey, thank you. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful for you to be here. But all that aside, the PVA has cured and it sunk a tiny bit into the wood. Okay, and I think the crack got a little smaller too. Now let's see what we have on the other side. Just how we left it, and just clip my nails. Okay, so it's hardened. All right, I think it's time to sand this. So I mask up, I sand it down, and I'll see you guys then. And movie magic. Sanding is done. Almost done. I have to sand the edges, I forgot that. Okay, mask up. All right. The whole thing is sanded. Now, I am not an expert woodworker, but woodworking is something I find very relaxing, and I admire woodworkers because they use mathematics and logic to create art, and that is something which I love and I find fascinating. So in the next part I would like to talk about how I learned, or what I learned about wood finishes and how to finish wood, because we're done with the shaping process right now and all that's left is to do the finishing. Now the finishing means is preparing the piece to achieve its final form and final qualities. So I'm gonna tell you how I will go about it and there is an airplane, but I think I can fix that in post anyway. So I will tell you how I will go about it, and please tell me if I missed something or if I'm wrong in some aspect, because I would love to learn more on woodworking and stuff. So this is what I learned so far, and I'm gonna do that what I learned, but I'm always open to learn more. So if you are a woodworker and you are here by any chance, you probably have more experience and skill than I am. So please share your wisdom in the comment section. I read every single comment and I try to respond to every single one as well. So yeah, do that please. And what I've done is I sanded everything with a 40 grit sandpaper to level everything out and to shape it basically to size. And now I will sand it with spraying water in between sanding passes onto the piece, and that will raise the grain on the wood. So basically it will make it swollen, and when the water evaporates, the bits which got swollen up will stay that way, and I will shape them off with a higher grit. Now some people say, or I learned that the finer you sand it, like if you go 400 or 500 grit or 1000 grit on your wood, the finer grades you get, I mean, the wood doesn't get smoother per se, so the wood grains doesn't smooth out per se. You pack the sawdust inside the cavities in the wood grain. What I mean by that is it gets smoother, it gets shinier, but when you try to apply your finish on it, like the oil, varnish or whatever, it will not penetrate the wood, because the sawdust, what you use on the higher grains, it will pack into the wood and it will create such a how do you say that in English? It will become so solid, not solid, so tightly packed, right? So there's no way for the liquid to go inside of the wood. So I really want this to be extremely shiny. I really want this to be food safe. So I need to figure out a way how to oil it with my food safe oils and still have an extremely high shine to it, because I want this to be a showpiece in a kitchen, but I still want it to be functional. So what I am going to do right now is I will send it up to 240 grit on all sides, and then I will hop on the internet and try to figure out what to do to achieve a high shine, have a good oil finish on it, and yeah, how to how to combine the two things. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so I am on 120 grit, and I use alcohol spray to raise the grain, because I just can't wait for the water to do its thing. Look at it, this looks great, right? Gonna look awesome when it's done. Now I just can't wait for the water to evaporate, and it's very humid today, so might as well just do the whole thing with alcohol. When you're spraying alcohol, you should wear a active carbon gas mask, because you can get drunk on the fumes. Don't ask me how I know. Also, it could irritate your nasal cavities and all that jazz. I don't have a mask, but I am literally standing next to an open door, so I have ventilation going. Okay, so while this is drying, I wanted to talk about a few things. So I done a research on what the heck should I do with to achieve a high finish, and everybody was saying on Reddit that the more you polish wood, the easier it will get to damage and scratch it, the finish. There are a few ways you can go about this. You can either flat coat it with epoxy, you can varnish it, you can use a shellac French polish, and you can use any combination of these. Now, what I came to find is I really want to keep the wood grain woody. I don't want to have a coat of something on it, because by that point I could just flat coat the thing and that's that. So we are going to stick to something unique. Hold on for a second. I think it's high time that I step out from my comfort zone and use the router to router something on the edge of this. I am deadly afraid of this machine because this is a 1600 watts, 2200 RPM heavy duty industrial router, and she goes. Like when she goes, she goes. I used it to level out the big pieces, as you can see. I always advise you to buy quality blades. I got these from Amazon. They are made in Germany. They are not name brands, but they are carbide. And they had good reviews, so I bought these. And I bought these cheap-ass knockoff Chinese router heads. I used them like once in my life, and they will probably not last me too long, but yeah. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, they are going to be good for me. Now what I need to do is remove this head, I think, and I'm not even having a good tool in my hand. Hold on, I'll get back to you on this. Give me a second. I'm such an idiot. So I have this piston shortener, right? And I had it in this box to make sure that I will find it when I need it to join this here. What I've done is I looked for this piece in that box for about an hour. Anyhow, so let's get back to this. I cut when it's in. Alright, so we are in. That was an adventure. So let's put the things I don't need away, because for this tool I really want to have a solid, clean workspace. Make sure I don't have anything hanging loose or being way too close to it, like this wire and cords and everything. So yeah. And I need to make sure that the piece is clamped down well. And for that, I will use a clamp to clamp it. Like so. I need to put something in between the piece because I don't want to mess up the finish. Oh my god, I got like the longest stick out right now. Oh jeez. I just want to make a video. Keep it simple. Alright. Okay. This is not gonna be good. This is more like it. Because I need to think about leaving space for the rest of the router or something. I don't know. Okay, so solid. Whew, Okay, and now I need to dial this in. So how I do that is, how I do it? I don't know. I need to. Okay. I need to press this button, pull this up, push this down. Okay. I need to pull this up. Push this down. Okay, quick release. Make sure it doesn't come up. But it did. Good. Yeah. Should it be fine? I should be okay. Okay. So we're gonna go full Japanese on this. Check the depth. So it doesn't go further down. This way. Check the height. So it doesn't come up this way. I will lock it in with the lock. So it doesn't come up or down. Locked, locked, up, down, locked. Everything is locked. Bit head tightened. Okay. Stressful. I'm gonna plug this in into my extension because I want to make sure I have enough cord and I don't pull on it. Okay, good. Mask, eye protection, and everything you have. Man, it is scary. Anyway, so okay, I just gonna put it here and then start it and then move in, I think. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, I moved it, so I have a ding in it now. Oh, can I send it out? I don't know, but I will try. Okay. Sorry. And I need to repeat this 3 more times, I guess. Yay. I know there is an easier and faster way to do this, guys. I saw it on the videos, but I am not comfortable with it. So I'm gonna do it my stupid way. You can go all around it. I know, but I'm working on it. Okay, now put it here. Okay, turn it on. One day, when I will have a proper working bench or workbench, I will be able to make joints and craft nice woodworking things. But right now I am working on a piece of MDF board on a storage rack kind of thingy. So I am only doing basic woodworking at this point, and I try to cheat wherever I can, but I don't have the space for, spread out and tighten everything down and drill the holes in the thing with clamps and all that and make the jigs. But one day, next to my house, the guy I'm renting the house from has a car mechanic workshop. They used it for 50 years and it's empty and it's for rent and it's huge. But yeah, I just can't afford it yet. But eventually, we'll get there. When my shop goes online, I mean the real shop opens and everything. Anyhow, back to the grinder. Okay, let's clean it up. I'm just using 240 grit paper to clean up the hairs and all now. Lightly sanded. All right, last one. All right. All right. Don't fuck this up now. Few things I learned today. One is always think before you do. I always imagine how I will approach the piece and how will I what motions I'm going to do. I always imagine the whole sequence, like I will put the router on top, I will put weight with this hand on this side to make sure that it's level, and I will turn it on and I make sure I reach the edge with the router bit, and I will push it forward, and when I get to the end I will put my weight not just on this side but like this, just to make sure when I come off the edge I don't slip and flop. And I will make sure that I will go past the edge with the router bit, and once that's done I will flip the off switch, turn it away from me, but I'm rigidly holding it with two hands and putting it down away from me. So that is the procedure I go through in my head before I even turn it on. And because I really don't want to get hurt. The first router I bought was a cheap Black & Decker Chinese knockoff router. And guys, it had such a weak bit holder that when I attacked a piece with it, I didn't properly hold it and everything, and I wanted to go way too deep, but basically the bit holder ripped out and the 2000 RPM carbide bit flew out towards me, and I was wearing a jacket, and it hit the jacket, right? And it got tangled up in my jacket. But it was such a moment. It was last year. So ever since I am. Oh yeah, and I threw it out. So yeah, when you're buying power tools, if you can't afford heavy built machinery, buy secondhand. But don't buy the cheap stuff of these, because it's I got the cold sweat even just talking about it right now. Okay, it was scary. And ever since, I am extremely meticulous on how I approach that specific machine, because I saw the carbide blade fly out. Yeah. Anyhow, that's me and my PTSD. And this is not a name brand by any means. It's apparently it's big in South Africa. I don't know, guys from South Africa, if you know the brand Ingeco, but they make two kind of tools. And of course, this is not sponsored. This is my experience. They make two kind of tools. Either they make this industrial heavy-duty forged steel. This is heavy. This is almost like 7 kilos. So make these industrial tools, which is, I mean, to its weight, it's quite good, I would say. And it is. I need to unplug this before I start fucking with it. Jesus. So it's quite safe, meaning that it's built well, it's rigid, it has all the materials it needs to be a good quality product. And hold on, I'm just trying to open it up a little so I can put it away. So they make either these kind of tools, or do I have any other tools from them? Hold on. Yeah, my angle grinder is from them, and this is good heavy duty stuff as well. Or they make cheap. I don't have those on me, but they make cheap plasticky, lightweight, fairly shitty build stuff. And I saw that other brands from China using the exact same machine, just rebranding it with a different colored plastic. So yeah, Inco worked out for me for the heavy duty tools and stuff. But yeah, your mileage may vary. Anyhow, I'm gonna hit it with a sander now. Nice cup. Okay. Okay, so at this point of the process, I think about, will I gonna make any more dust at all? And then I realize I won't. So this is the point when I clean up the entire shed, because I only have so much space here and this is a mess. So camera off, I put on my French maid outfit and I get on hoovering, dusting, cleaning, and rubbing things clean. I'll see you guys then. Oh, not then, after that. Tip. I wanted to keep you posted, or I wanted to let you know. Man, I'm getting hungry. I use this packing wrap, what they use on pallets, to create a sheet on my table, which I can always just rip off when it gets dirty or full of silicone or epoxy or whatever. You can use a baking sheet, I know, and you can use the epoxy silicone pads, which cost a fortune. I know that too. But I don't have them, and I have this. So this is what I'm using, and I can strongly recommend this because It also works. So, shop is clean. I made my own OnlyFans content for the week with me cleaning the shop, and we have the piece ready for the finishing. I should move the camera here, zoom it in a little for you to see it, and we're gonna be in the center. Are we? Yes, we are. Good. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what we always do, and I get the magic juice out right after I find it. So I have my crusty jar of magic juice. It doesn't have a waifu in it. Oh my god, I'm sorry for this. It does have, on the other hand, pure 100% tung oil in mineral spirit. And I know that this part is not food safe, but this will be a base coat, okay? And the white spirit will evaporate, and after it evaporated, I will use pure 100% tung oil with no additives as a finishing coat, and that is food safe. Also, before I get a comment in the comment section, this is food safe, BPA free epoxy, okay? And you can, I don't know where you can get it from in your country, but they make some here in Greece, and I use that for this. So not much left. I just need to prop this up a little, so I'm gonna use this spray paint cap. Ta-da! And I'm gonna put gloves on because you know what time it is. It's time to go up close and personal. So we're gonna use protection because this is gonna get, you know, this is the end of the video, and most of you people don't watch the video to the end, so this is a reward for everyone who stayed this long. And this is gonna be the essential OnlyFans content 18+, because now we're gonna lubricate the wood and we're gonna massage the wood, and we are going to, whoa, we are going to flop everything all around. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Anyway, stay in character. Lift this guy up, knock that one out. Okay, get the other one. Here we go. You get even better view of my wood. So we're gonna go up close and personal and rub the oils onto our wood. Would you look at that? How do you guys like this kind of content? I mean, the content where I work with wood and I just, you know, chatter with you guys. Is this something you like more? Or do you guys like the talking head videos when we are covering the subject like epoxies, pigments, and what are they, where I do some research and try to get you some actual data? Because that is the kind of video where you need to actually pay attention. But these kind of videos, you can, you know, run it on your second monitor, and it's like we are sitting in one workshop. You do your thing, I do my thing, and you eventually look over here and see what's going on. Let me know in the comments. So this is the first coat on the top, and this will get a little bit more dark after it dries. I know this from experience because I have a table made out of this thing. gonna get kind of this dark. Oh, just about. Shit. This dark. Okay, flip it around, and we're gonna massage the bottom of this beautiful, beautiful piece. Make sure that everything is nice and wet and it penetrates very well. If you're laughing now, that proves that you have a dirty mind, because I did not say anything, okay? It's all you, it's all in your head. I'm talking about the oil penetrating the wood, nothing else, okay? So now that the backside is treated and well loved, we let it dry, and we let the mineral spirits to evaporate, and then we come back to this. Meanwhile, I think I should start setting up for our live stream tonight. Yeah, so see you guys when I do the final finish coat. Alright, so before the final coat, I got you guys here because this is the end of the video, and I think you deserve some primo feet content. We're gonna put on some feet onto our guy, like so. Just to make sure we have something between the wood and the surface, not to scratch it and scuff it. So we got 4 little feet on it, and you guys want to see how the top looks like? Well, let me show you. Ta-da! Observe. Yes, I am a very good cameraman. And now I will rub the final coat of pure, unfiltered, oh actually it's filtered, pure tung oil. And I should put on a glove again. The funniest thing is, while I'm making these videos, I have like 3 or 4 mosquitoes on my ankle, and they're all sucking my blood, and I want to scratch it so hard when I'm making a video and I'm covered in oils. Oh my god, it's like torture. So there you go. And I like to do this by hand at the end, because I don't know, it feels good. It gives me the tactile sensation of the wood, the tactile feedback, and it's like this is the first time I'm touching the end product, what I made, you know. It's just calms the thoughts in my brain. Therapeutic, I could say. And here we go. Now we have an overcast today, so I don't know how well it will come through in the video, but I will try to get you guys some good shots of this in a moment. But first I will let this soak in, and I'll see you guys when I manage to set up something. Alright, I will try to do some glam shots. So as you can see, this part of the grains is actually changing its color depending on the angle you look at it from. And I don't know if the camera gives it back good enough, but it changes color between red and gold. So anyway, this is it. This was my comfort project for the weekend. Yes, we experimented with a few new stuff and we learned a few new things, and I braved the plunge router again, and I think it came out really nice. And I hope you guys got something out of this video too. And yeah, leave it in the comments what you think. That would help my channel a lot with the engagement, and maybe the algorithm will put my video up to the front page once again. But anyway, I don't care. The most important thing is that you're here, and I hope you got something out of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I know it doesn't give it back too well because we have an overcast today, and it doesn't really show the shiny bits, but yeah, this is it. I think it came out pretty nice, you know, and this was my comfort project for the weekend. And even then I did experiment with jewel crafting resin. I learned a little bit about how to finish wood, and I braved the plunge router again, and I learned about how to do this, whatever this is, embossing with flames, and I messed it up 3 times, and in the end it kind of worked out. Yeah, you know, it's a first try, but I'm really proud of this mahogany cutting board, chopping block, you name it. It's not as fancy as the big boy stuff, but I think it's kind of a solid luxury to have it on the kitchen counter. You know, with all white marble kitchen counter, you have this mahogany cutting board on it. I think it's cool. Anyway, please, if you're still here, like, share, comment this video. Not because you have to, but because it helps the algorithm to recognize my stuff, and it might shoot it up to the main page or whatever. If you like what I do, you can throw some money at me on buymeacoffee.com, and I really hope you got something out of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, because I need to play fetch with my pup, and he really demands his Sunday exercise. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.